Good morning everybody and welcome to Quartzsite. It is currently January 16th, 2024, not February like the last video. Anyways, I know I'm a little late in the weekly updates. We had quite a bit of wind last week, and if you know anything about drones, wind and drones don't really mix that well. So there was limited opportunities to go out and do a real good job of the tour, but today's a gorgeous day. So we're about 3 days into the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. The women's RTR has already taken place, and we're about 4 days away from the big tent RV show. So I figured this would be a great time to show you how busy it is here now that some of the big events have really truly started to happen. So this will be released in the two different formats. The first is the long format content, and it will be one long video that'll be time-stamped with different increments along the way. So like usual, if you are interested in just a dash cam or just a drone footage or just a certain area like La Posa South versus La Posa West, you can skip along and see the areas. If not, sit back and enjoy the show. The second part will be in different segments in separate videos posted in YouTube. The one thing I will say though is I kind of speak at random about the different things that people ask me about and the different questions they have. So if you're only watching one segment, you might be missing out on information you might be interested in. So if you're new to Quartzsite, thinking of coming to Quartzsite and wanting to learn about it, I highly suggest you watch the full thing, or at least the increments in different stages or different times. But if you're from Quartzsite, you just want to see your rig, just want to see how busy it is, you know everything there is to know, then by all means skip along and watch whatever suits your fancy. So that's kind of it. So I'm gonna hit the road, take you on the same kind of route I go on every time. So I'll take you to the big tent area, the Tyson Wells area, which some people have asked. Yes, that is still in Quartzsite. I'll try to go over that a little more in this video. And then we'll hit the 4 different sections of the LTVA here in Quartzsite. All right, let's go. I'll take you along. All right, so we're headed north along the Highway 95. You see the little ATVs off on the side of the road that I've mentioned. It seems to be their parallel road into town. Anyways, we're headed south along the 95 into Quartzsite. Just left one of the La Posa LTVAs that are on the south side, and we're heading into town. We're going to start with the big tent area again, as well as Tyson Wells. And there seems to be some confusion for people that have never been here before of whether those are actually in Quartzsite or not. And there seems to be a lot of Tyson named places. So yes, the big tent show and Tyson Wells are technically in Quartzsite. They're just south of the I-10. I forget, but I'll post it up here in the video. Anyways, it's just south of the interstate that takes you from Phoenix into California, but it's still within the boundaries of Quartzsite. The shopping area is called Tyson Wells. It's a bit of a pop-up tent flea market city, if you will. But it's called Tyson Wells. There is the Tyson Wash LTVA, which is just to the south. And then there's also the Tyson Wash itself, which runs north to south and south to north. And that's where a lot of the water flow and hang on one second. Where a lot of the water flow goes from the off-run of the rainy season and the rains. You saw that if you watched one of my videos where I show the morning after the rain, the morning after the storm, you'll see that's Tyson Wash. So there's Tyson Wells, there's Tyson Wash, and there's Tyson Wash LTVA. So as you can see, it's getting quite a bit busier here in Quartzsite. The RTR is going on. It's in day 3 now, I believe, and I think there's 3 more days of that. So the 16th, that runs until the 19th, and then directly after that, on the 20th, the RV show begins. Let me just get pulled in here, and we'll pop up the drone. So we're basically in peak season now of Quartzsite. If anything, I might say next week with the actual RV show is truly the peak season, because there's some people that come specifically and only for the RV show. So we'll park here and we'll get the drone up for you all. See, the big tent is up. A lot of the tents that surround the big tent look like they're up. You can see all the different salesmen and their golf carts and caddies ready to take you around, tour some RVs, sell you some things, Yeah, they're all just waiting. So RVs are already open. You can see all the doors open. You can walk in and see them, and they're on display. And I'm sure these people will be very willing to sell you some. So yeah, as I was saying, there's lots of salespeople here in their golf carts, ready to zip you around, give you tours of RVs, and I'm sure they'd be more than willing to sell you something. I'm not currently in the market for anything new. We're quite content on our 1972 13-foot bowler, but hey, if you're into something new, this is a good way to see what the options are, have a feel for them, go inside them, browse the different options. You can also see from the drone footage that Tyson Wash pop-up tent market there's a little less tents there. That's because some of the vendors are here all season, and some of them come for all the different little shows that occur. So some of them packed up and moved on, and some of them are still here waiting for the next show. Alright, so we're going to head to La Posa west now. So this is the area that is closest to the RV show. So it does tend to get quite a bit busier during the RV show. I definitely think it's gotten busier. Really should record the side view for you all. Anyways, so we're going to hop in here, take a little drive around. Okay. Posa West. I'm just going to go quickly talk to these guys here real quick. Right back. Alright, sorry about that. Took a little longer than expected. Alberta. Alright, well, let's begin this tour. So I just stopped in real quick at the booth here to talk to the volunteers. You can see there's a few people here. This person's from Alberta, lining up to buy their tickets, or the permits I should say, so they can stay. I do feel like it's busier out here, that there's more rigs and setups here in La Posa West. I made a quick stop at this booth. The volunteers here were my neighbors last year, and I wanted to inquire about a rumor that I've been hearing. The rumor that I've been hearing, and people have been asking about, is if there's going to be a price increase. The rumor that's happening right now is that the LTVA pass is going to go up from $180 for the 7 months to $300. They don't know if there's any truth to it. They have heard the rumors as well. And me, ourselves, and them actually heard the rumors last year too. So the reality is, they said that even as volunteers, they won't know if the price is going to go up. Chances are they'll show up next year and they'll be told what the price is. They'll show up next year to do their volunteer gig and they'll be told what the price is. Whether it's be 180, whether it be 300, whether there'll be any change at all, no one's quite too sure. There's been rumors that the the Bureau of Land Management wants to increase the price. The rumor is $300, but nobody has proof of that. Some people say that it has to go through Congress first, but nobody really knows. We were discussing I don't know what you call it, the effect of if it happened, how it would affect the Quartzsite area. And the reality is if it went from $180 to $300, that would affect a lot of people here greatly. There'd be a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily be able to afford it. It is also a cash only payment system. I think check too, but because of that, there's a lot of people that would only show up with $180, and it would cause a madhouse here. There'd be all these people running to Quartzsite, trying to draw out money. The people who come here would basically suck up the ATMs dry in this town. It would cause an absolute blank show. You know what I mean? So, if it were to go up, nobody knows for sure. And if it were to go up, most people are of the mindset that there will be ample notice online prior to the price going up, or prior to everyone showing up for the season. The reality in today's world is one of price increases and inflation, and yeah, I don't know when the $180 was set, but apparently it was quite a new number of years ago. Everyone's kind of anticipating that there will be a price change, but whether it'll be next year or 5 years from now, whether it'll be $20 more, whether the price will double, no one really knows. It seems to be pure speculation and rumor at this point. I'm going to keep asking around, keep trying to learn more, but nobody has any solid proof or nobody has any real proof or anything to verify these rumors. But knowing the way the world's been going, I wouldn't be too surprised. So if you're interested in coming next year, I guess the best thing to do is just keep your ears open. There's a lot of YouTubers out here that have connections. I'm not one of them. We're just still a baby channel. I'm sure they'll let you know. And maybe check the BLM Lands website for LTVAs. They've got a good website about any postings. See if anybody's mentioned that the prices have gone up or not. Because I would think it would be stated on their website what the price is for that season. Because if they are going to increase it, it would really be in everyone's best interest if everyone had advance notice instead of having thousands and thousands of people showing up here without the right amount of money, or having people who come here and can't afford the new prices, and then also not having the gas money to go somewhere else, to return home or whatever, right? So there's a lot of complications in raising the price, and I really can't see them not letting people know in advance. That just really would be a poor move, in my opinion. So anyways, I just wanted to address that. That is the best answer I can give people at the moment. Just pay attention, stay tuned. We will see. Yeah, like I said, I've got no magical connections here, so and even the people who might be in the know may not even know yet, because if it is something that needs to go through Congress, then it's just a waiting game too, right? For all the politicians to do their bit, get everything passed through Congress. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you all. So it does look quite a bit busier here. A lot more rigs are set up near the entrance area to the RV show. I think it'll get a little busier yet for the RV show, but so yeah. The RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, is currently going on. It has another 3 more days. Camelpalooza has just, I think it's got 1 more day. And then the camels actually stick around for, I think, another week. And they do camel rides. I'm not sure what the cost is. Hoping to check out that area some more before it disbands for the year. But there is 3 to 4 camels here. We went to the Camelpalooza parade the other day, and we did see 3 of the camels marching through the parade. So that was pretty neat. There's lots and lots of events going on. The Tyson Wash Mineral and Gem Show has now finished and completed. And there is 2 different Schoolypaloozas going on. Right now, one has started. I don't know the details of it. Seems to be a little bit of confusion of who started what, and I don't really know the details of it. I'm not going to get into it in this video. But there is a Schoolypalooza currently happening. I believe the town's called Ehrenberg or Edinburgh. Just kind of on your way to Blythe. So that's happening right now. I believe the QIA powwow starts this week or very soon. So there's a lot of different events happening. There's a lot of different YouTubers out there that are doing meet and greets that are going on this week too, if that's kind of your thing. We've had a few people ask if we will, or if we can, or if we're going to do a meet and greet ourselves. And honestly, the thought never occurred to us. We just feel like we're such a baby channel that, I don't know, it just never occurred to us that we should do a meet and greet. So it's something now that I've been approached about a few times, and it is something we are considering doing. So the hard part is actually choosing a time, because there's so much going on that you'll never get a free day. And if you get a free day that's nothing's going on, then chances are it's past peak season and a lot of people have already kind of left for the season. So there's no real win-win, I don't think, but we'll consider it. We'll let you all know if we do decide to do one. I'll post a quick video about it to let everybody know about it. If you are interested in us doing a meet and greet, even just for a quick hour or two, post a comment down below. Let us know. Is that something we should entertain? Would that be of value to people? We do like meeting people, but we are introverts too, so we can get socially burnt out pretty quick. But I would totally be willing to do that if there's an interest. So yeah, let me know. So it's been pretty dry here. So the roads are starting to get a little dusty. And do a little loop here to the left, and then we'll get the drone up here for everybody. I hope something good happens to you today. Oh, that's a nice deckel. That's very sweet of those people. Nice. All right. I don't think we've been down this area yet. They've got a couch outside. It's like a nice little place. Right by a wash. I bet they see a lot of nice wildlife too. A little Volkswagen Bug. Very cool. Cargo trailer set up. Alright, so I've had a few people ask as well about the difference between BLM LTVA and BLM. Well, first off, BLM stands for Bureau of Land Management. I don't know the ins and outs of it as I'm a Canadian, but basically it's public land for Americans, and generally, yeah, it's public land that you're allowed to camp on, and depending on the restrictions, you're allowed to use for your outdoor activities as well. We use the BLM land a lot because most of them allow you to camp for 14 days for free. And on the BLM land, you can camp there for the 14 days, and then after you're done camping there, and your time is expired, you have to move on, and there's X number of miles you need to relocate to. So sometimes that's just the next BLM land over, sometimes that's a few towns over, depending on where all the BLM lands are located. The thing that makes the LTVA BLM lands, which is long-term visitor area pass, unique is that if you buy a pass for the 7 months, which is September 15th to April 15th, you can stay there for the whole duration without having to relocate. So that, I think that's really neat. And there is several LTVAs. There's a couple here in Arizona, which of course Quartzsite La Posa is one of the most popular ones, but there are other ones in Arizona and there are some in California. We spent a weekend in Imperial Dam LTVA the other day, and it is all part of the package. So if you buy the permit for the 7 months, 180 days, for the 7 months for $180, or you can buy a 2-week permit for $40, then you can bounce around. You can go from LTVA to LTVA. But of course they all have different amenities available. Not all have water dump and pit toilets like La Posa, so you'd have to make sure that you meet the requirements of it. Like, I think you have to be self-contained for a few of them. So also keep that in mind. Yeah. So anyways, so that's the biggest difference between the LTVA and the BLM lands. In Quartzsite, there are several BLM lands in the surrounding area. I'll post a picture here of it. Don't remember all their names off the top of my head, but there's Roadrunner, La Posa, High Jolly, and Dome Rock. There might be a couple others. So those are all BLM lands that you can camp at for 14 days for free here in Quartzsite. So if you're just passing through and you don't need the water or the dump station that La Posa LTVA offers, that's a great option. If you're going to be here for a few days, you can camp there for free, and then continue on your way. Save yourself the $40. However, if you think you know it's worth it, so you don't have to pay for water, pay for dumping when you've left the BLM lands, then paying for the permit and staying on the LTVA lands that I show in these tours might be of benefit to you too, right? So each to their own, but that's the big difference between the BLM lands and the BLM LTVA lands. One is paid, and you can get 2-week or 7-month permits during the season of September 15th to April 15th, and then you got BLM lands, which are 14 days for free. So there's options. Okay, so I'm gonna pull over here real quick, get out of the way for all the people buying tickets and permits, and we'll get the drone up. Alright, this looks like a good spot. Okay, so that was La Posa West. Definitely looks busier to me than it did a few weeks ago. You can see a lot of the RVs and rigs kind of congregate towards town, or towards where the RV show will be. The RV show starts on January 20th. Last year we went doors opening on opening day, and it was packed, absolutely packed out. It was like a mosh pit of people shuffling different directions along the booths. Not sure if we'll go opening day again this year. We'll see. Alright, so we're gonna zip across the road here to La Posa North. So I might do a different route this time. Somebody in the comments was telling me that there is more pit toilets here than I have been showing you all. So there's the one here just to the left that is predominantly, where'd my bone go? This one here to the left, that is kind of the entrance pit toilet, also for the visitors. Then there is the one here to the right. It's kind of tucked in here, but it's there. That's the one I've been showing everybody. But somebody said in the comments, and I forget the exact details, posted here before, but that there is two actually, deeper into here. So we're gonna go deeper into La Posa North and explore, see if we can find these other pit toilets. Scamp is still here, and more tent campers. Larger rigs here. Let's see if we can find these other pit toilets. Tent campers. I think that's an old Penske truck, if I'm not mistaken. Wait here, wait for these vehicles to pass. Let's see if we can find the comment. Okay, so it took me a minute to find the comment, but it was from TV Mojo. It says, I found 4 pit toilets in the north so far. One at the entrance, which was the one I just pointed out. Second was the one to the right of the entrance. So those 2 I've shown everybody. But according to TV Mojo on YouTube, the third is, let's see, number 3, left at the end of the paved road, about half a mile. We're going to go check that one out. And he says there's a 4th one right at the end of the paved road, about half a mile. Okay. So let's go to the end of the pavement and see what we can find. This little cute little camper. Looks like an older Airstream. Pretty neat. Got a lot of Class A's out here. You may notice a very big decrease in the amount of schoolies in today's video, and that would most likely be because there's currently a Schoolie Palooza event going on in the Edinburgh, I think it's called, Edinburgh area. It's just outside of Quartzsite, on your way going towards Blythe. Hoping to make it out there, check it out for a day. Maybe show you guys a little bit about Schoolie Palooza. I've never been. Last year I wanted to go, but didn't make it. Okay, so we're at paved road. It says left at the end of the paved road, about half a mile. Alright, so let's try that. Left. Let's see if we can find the other pit toilet for everybody. That'd be really awesome if there's 4 pit toilets in this area. Got a nice tree parked beside. Canada-US flag. Nice. Guys got a little area set up. I'm assuming we just stand this. Oh, that's a big dip. Got a Raptor. Sorry, I get it. Oh, there is a pit toilet. That's absolutely correct. Look at this. There is a pit toilet here, and there is so much space. I'm probably giving away people's hidden secrets. That is really neat. I had no idea there was a pit toilet out here. There is always so much to learn and to see. And I'm glad I can take you guys along to see something new, that's for sure. So yeah, there's the other pit toilet. So this is definitely number 3 now for La Posa North. That is awesome. I had no idea. And it's pretty. There is quite a bit of land out here. Still, it's not super congested or super busy. Very neat. Dog is living his best life. That is awesome. Okay. Let's keep going straight. So I can see town. So we must be pretty close to the boundaries of it. Very cool. And a camper with some tents set up. There's quite a bit of space out in this area. Let's follow this loop, see where it takes us. So you can see on the other side of these shrubs here to my left, that's where it's all very heavily populated for La Posa North. Very, very populated. But then over on this side, it's quite sparse. So that's quite nice. If you're looking for an area to be a little more quiet. I don't know if you can see through there, but right over there, the balloons for the big tent show. Yeah. So this would be part of town right along here. So very cool. Well, thank you very much, TV Mojo. Let's go see if we can find the other pit toilet now. That's awesome. Okay. I don't claim to be a pro or know everything about Quartzsite. This is only my 2nd season here. I just figured there's a lot of people that don't know anything about it. Anyways, I don't claim to be a know-it-all of Quartzsite by any means. I just trying to share the little bits of information that I do know for people that are curious. Because anything that people can learn prior to coming here to make their trip more relaxing, less stressful, more enjoyable, feel more knowledgeable upon arriving, or just like to look back and reminisce, then they can do it. But by all means, I love the idea of sharing information, so thank you to TV Mojo for sharing this information about the pit toilets so I could share it with everybody. And likewise, if you know things that I don't know, let me know in the comments. Then I can add them to the videos and let other people know. There's a few people that have been telling me about different things in the area to go check out as well. So there's only so many good daylight hours in a day, but there's definitely some areas we'd like to check out, some different places that are in the nearby area to give people a better idea of things they can do or see while they're here as well. So I'm all for feedback of how to improve these videos, or what information is missing, or if there's certain places or events that you're interested in. We'll do our best. I do all of my video editing outside. 13 feet is not a lot of room for 2 adults, a fairly large dog, and a cat, and then to set up a computer in there. it's usually more stress than it's worth, to be honest, because by the time I get it set up, Stella wants outside to go to the bathroom, or Benny wants something, or it just takes away from the joy of creating videos. So I always have to wait for a nice day to do the video editing, so I tend to get a little behind. I'm trying to keep these tours up to date so the information is valid and beneficial to people. However, our personal videos are starting to get a little behind, so I'm trying to work on that here for everyone. Because we've gone to a few different areas and seen different events, and we're still really excited to share those with everybody. So right up here is where the paved road ends, and then it was also mentioned that there was another pit toilet just to the right of it. So let's see here. And the number 4 is right at the end of the paved road. So paved road is here, and then that should be about another mile or so too. So yeah, there's the paved road that we came down. There's the paved road we came down, and now we're headed to the right. When we took a left, we went down that road and found the pit toilet. And now we're heading right. So let's see if we can find number 4. This is kind of exciting. Oh, look at that little tiny little camper. That is awesome. That's really cool. I get a little more distracted when I'm in areas I'm not familiar with. So if I don't do as good of a job talking right now, just please bear with me. Seeing new rigs I haven't seen, been going down a new road I haven't been down yet. With over 11,000 acres here, there's a lot to explore. I think that's an old Shasta. Very cool. There's some pretty cool little rigs out here in this area. I don't know what that is there in the distance, but that's pretty neat. And then we've got a blue schoolie up here. Blue and black? Blue and brown? Oh, very cool. These guys are all set up. Their hammock. Minnesota. Very cool. Cargo trailers. There it is. There is the other pit toilet. That is awesome. Very cool. Absolutely correct. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that would make 1 pit toilet in La Posa West, 4 pit toilets in La Posa North, 1, 2, 3, 4 in La Posa South, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 in Tyson Wash. So there's even more options than I realized for people in regards to pit toilets. And these ones aren't busy areas at all, like compared to some of the other areas with pit toilets. So if you're looking for more space and more privacy, there's still options out there. So I think that's really neat. Okay. So I'll turn around here pretty quick. And what I might do then is I'm going to fly the drone from where that road tees, where the pavement ends, and see if I can show everyone these pit toilet locations from an aerial view, so everyone has a better understanding of where they all are. Looking back, I don't know if they're captured in my previous drone footage. They might have been, but not knowing that they're there, they might not have stood out. Or it's possible the range of the drone or how far I flew the drone just didn't capture them. They could have been absolutely minuscule size. So, alright. More Canadian-American combo flags. I might get excited about those flags or point them out more, just because I myself am Canadian and my wife is Canadian American. So we're an international based couple, so yeah, I like it. Some people, I don't know if that's the case for them. Oh, that's pretty cool. Or if they're just really supportive of the two countries, or they may have roots, family roots in either country. Either way, I like it. Alright. So there's the pit toilet. Very cool. We got a sign here. Guard dog on duty. Guard dog on duty. There's where the wash can come through. Well, yeah, that was pretty neat. I know we could see the GPS. But there's where the road. Ooh, bouncy. There's where the road teed. And we went straight ahead there. That was the left-hand turn. And the road going down was where we took the right-hand turn to find the other pit toilet. So yeah, so 4 pit toilets in La Posa North. It's always exciting to find new things. Thank you very much for the input. Alright, so we're almost where the road tees. So I'm going to see if I can find a place to park without being too intrusive of someone's sight. I am thinking maybe let's go right here. Right along the road here. Right. There we go. Alright, let's get the drone up and find these pit toilets with an aerial view. All right, get back onto the paved stretch here on La Posa North. So we went way more into the outskirts in this video than I normally do in my videos, so it may not actually look busier because we're way out in the outskirts. So I'll go a little closer into the place closer to the highway where I normally go, just to give you guys an idea of how much busier it is or isn't. So this might be a little bit longer of a video for La Posa North, but I thought it was really good to show you the extra pit toilets that I've recently learned about. So I think that's a very valuable piece of information to know. So yeah. Schoolie up ahead. Back near, closer to the entrance where I've been many times. The tenter set up. Take a whip through this area. Right at the entrance here. This is the area that would be closest to the highway and closest to Quartzsite here. Class A's looking like they're just maybe arriving. More electric bikes. Class A's. Cargo trailers. So that's a pole tent. I've been trying to learn the difference between a yurt, a pole tent, and a teepee. Pole tents. I'm seeing a lot of pole tents out here. I guess that's what they're officially called. Got some vans. A Bago van. See if we can get right up to the top here. Also, there's a ton of RVs parked in there, which I didn't even realize until I flew the drone just now. Might have to go whip in there real quick. Older Winnebago. Got Vermont plates. People really do come here from everywhere. Cargo trailer. Tent set up. Yeah, Vermont. Another Vermont. Also a schoolie. I'm getting to the tippy tip of this part here now. Don't know if it's going to be a dead end or not, but there's an RV. Yeah, and from there on it's biking or walking path only, so gonna have to reverse here. see a whole bunch of them through the shrubs there. They're right up lined up against the fence line too. Kind of the very perimeter of the LTVA here in La Posa North. Let's go take a zip through there. I don't know if it's a gathering, a rally, or just a popular place for people, but I've never noticed it before, so I'm going to find a little pathway to cross there, which I think is just up here on the left. And we'll take a look. British Columbia. Hey! There we go. Very cool. British Columbia RV. Oh, this is quite the road. I'm sure there's easier ways to get through here, but we're doing it. We'll find y'all an easier route in and out in here. Right. I don't know if it's a rally. They all look the same. There's a lot of rallies that happen for certain types of RVs. I can't help but wonder if this is a rally of some sorts. If you're here and you know, let me know. View profile? Winnebagos? They're all Winnebagos. Hi! Is this a Winnebago rally?
It's a Winnebago rally, but specifically View Navion.
Okay.
Only those two models.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, there's probably going to be about 200 plus.
200 plus. Wow. So it hasn't even started then yet?
It started, today is the first day.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I haven't noticed this clustered until today.
Yeah, they've met here probably the last 6-8 years.
Okay.
The week before the big tent, or so it's the week before, and we're just the edge. It goes that way a long way.
Very cool. So Winnebago View Profiles Rally.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you very much. There we go. Apparently they've just barely started today. So, got a Winnebago View Profile. This is the place to be. I know that there's a casita rally here too, at times. Yeah, well, that's very cool. You guys got the kayak ready to go. Very cool. Try not to be too intrusive. I have heard that there's an older RTV or an older vintage fiberglass rally as well that happens here. I'm having a hard time finding information about it. But if anybody knows about a vintage fiberglass or even just fiberglass rally that happens here in Quartzsite, let me know. That is something I would be really interested in attending, as that's what we have. But yeah, apparently they're expecting over 200, so people are still just showing up and arriving for this event. Oh my goodness, that dog. Dog. Does it have purple hair or is that just a shadow? I don't know. Very cool. Alright. I think I'm getting tucked in here. Alright. Let's try and get out of here. Holy cow. There's a lot of Winnebago views here. Their central meeting place, I'm assuming. Hello. Well, that would explain why I've never seen or noticed this cluster in the drones before, because apparently they weren't here yet. I'm not too sure how to get to the other side of all this yet. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that happen here. A lot of different rallies. School of Plaza's going on. The Winnebago View Edge is having a rally. There's a casita rally at some point. There's a fiberglass rally at some point. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Look at all of them. It's really unexpected to pull up and see this cluster of all the exact same RVs. I didn't realize that they were going to be here, so this is pretty neat. Very neat. Scoot around the outskirts. I like the kayak mount some of these things have on them. It's pretty neat. It's 3 different colors. Alaska, wow. Colorados. California, Arizona, Washington plates, Washington, Arizona. People come from all over. That's Georgia. Very cool. California. Hey, British Columbia. Montana. Very cool. All right. Well, this would probably be the best road out of here, I'm thinking. What is this? BLM Land Road 602. It's probably the smoothest road in and out, my guess. Well, that was really neat and quite unexpected. Whole rally for the Winnebagos. truck camper. I hear there's a truck camper rally going on too, I think in February. There's a rally for just about any type of make and model, I think. And if you don't fit into one, just simply a fiberglass rally works or whatever. So if you're into that kind of thing, I'm sure you can find it. Yeah, see the main road ahead of us. We'll get there. The quails. See? That's what's a quail. There's the quail. Sorry, I'm totally a wildlife junkie. 2 winters ago, we spent it in Florida. Absolutely loved looking for gators and all the different tropical birds and the seasonal birds. And then we came here last year, and I think I only saw 2 quail the whole entire time. And it was definitely something that I felt I was missing. Now, I'm not saying I want to be seeing all the tarantulas and venomous snakes come out of the woodworks during the winter, by all means, no. But so this year, I don't know if I'm just seeing different areas or I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing way more wildlife. We're seeing quail, seeing road runners. The other day we actually saw a rabbit jumping through our campsite, and I love it. So I get a little distracted when I see the wildlife. So anyways, oh, let me guess. Is that a Winnebago going for its show? Oh no, this isn't a Winnebago. Good. And yeah, and there's the original pit toilet that I was pointing out to everybody in the distance. That's the one on your right hand side just as you enter La Posa North. Alright. So I'll pop the drone up at this end just for a quick few minutes here so people can compare it to previous drone footage. Otherwise I don't feel it really does it justice. Let's find a good place to park here. Probably the normal spot that I've been going. Oh, someone's camping there now. I'll just go to the edge here. Be real quick. where they're going now. They're going to the rally. Huh. Alright, so we're headed south on Highway 95 towards La Posa South and Tyson Wash. Alright, so we're going to head into La Posa South now. Go check it out. Ooh, definitely something going on here. We'll see. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, so definitely some more rigs here lined up near the entrance. There's a lineup of people here to sign up, get their permits. Welcome to Quartzsite. There's all their rigs. All the new people arriving. Different people have their flags up. Could be some kind of meetup point or rally. I'm not too sure. And then we've got this. Not too sure what's going on here. Any flags for sale? It's just law enforcement. Not sure the legalities on that. Not sure if you're allowed to sell things on BLM land, and if you do, I'm pretty sure it's a permit only kind of situation, but who knows. Alright, so there's the Blue Boy dump station right here. There we go. Got some new rigs out here. Fingers in the way. A little scamp is still here on this side. Very cool. RRV. Not sure what RRV stands for. Probably another meetup. Another fiberglass back there in the distance. Pretty sure that's a casita. Schoolies off in the distance. Driving all over the road. Right. Here we are at the first pit toilet. Well, technically the second one. Second pit toilet after the entrance one. Another scamp there off in the distance. Very cool. Got some Class A's all lined up together. The other day I was driving around La Posa South and there was a mini truck for sale. Really like mini trucks. I think they're pretty neat. If I ever owned land, had a little bit of a homestead, I'd probably look at getting a mini truck. The other day I was driving through La Posa South to come get water. So I actually come here when I'm not doing tours as well. And I saw this little thing. I thought it was pretty cute. Alright, so here's the infamous dump lineup. I don't know how many deep this is. 13 rigs deep. I've seen the long line. I've seen the long line. I've seen the line longer than this before, so not too bad of a day, I suppose. Dump station. Oh, got an escape here. Escape. Very cool. Escape at the water fill station. Oh, pit toilet dumping day. Go. More signs for the RRV. Straight ahead. I guess we're going the right direction. We don't know what we're going to, but we're going. Dogs. Well, here, Lick Cactus is right there to our right. The Lit Cactus area. Beautiful cacti. Some schoolies. Very cool. Alright. On Airstream. There we go, some things. So it turns out, I was doing some research in between the videos I just did and now. It turns out there is a kind of fiberglass rally in February. I'll double check the dates and I'll post them above. But I think it's like first or second week in February. And then there also is even a truck camper rally, which happens here as well. The fiberglass rally happens in Dome Rock, BLM land, and the truck camper rally happens, at least this year, in the Roadrunner BLM land. So those are things you own or interested in. Something to keep in mind. So I believe this section here, that's a big rock, is there's actually going to be a YouTube rally here as well. I believe it starts the day of the Big Tent show and goes on for a bit. A lot of people have already showed up. I didn't really have any connections in the YouTube world. Don't know any of the people that are here. I'll probably come out and check it out at some point. Yeah, but yeah, this is all part of the soon-to-be YouTube rally. A lot of times you'll have rallies and people will start showing up a few days before or a few days afterwards. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, in theory, all of these people here have some kind of social media or YouTube account. Yeah, which I think is interesting. That's great. I like to be as supportive as I can of all channels out there and whatnot. I don't feel competitive in the space. The reality is there's more viewable YouTube watch hours than there is in a human's whole entire hours and minutes of existence. So everyone's got their niche and everyone's got their audience. I'm sure there's people that watch these videos or content and, oh, there's a mini truck. Look at that. There goes a mini truck. Anyways, that watched my content and couldn't care for it, and that's okay. And there's other people that like it. The great thing is there's enough audience and enough viewers and enough interests in different niches and things that it all works itself out. So yeah, that was the YouTube rally area, and right up here, this is the big truck area. Kind of got sidetracked off of whatever that RRV is. But this is the big truck area. Let's go take a zip through. There's all big rig RVs. One of them commented on one of our videos where I highlighted this area, and he said to come back in a few weeks, there'd be way more rigs. Yeah. Oh, there's the spot. There's the spot. And then we got something called the camp. So I don't know if these are self-made little communities or what, but if anybody knows anything more about these spots and the camps, feel free to let me know. Anyways, I forgot where I was at, but here's some of the big rigs. I know. I think growing up in the 80s ruined me. Every time I see a big rig without anything attached, I kind of think of Optimus Prime. I like it though, don't get me wrong. Anyways, I was saying that one of the people that attend this area mentioned to come back in a few weeks because there'd be even more. It's not quite a few weeks yet, but there's definitely already a few more rigs set up here. Oh, battery just died. Shoot. Well, my phone battery just died. Not too sure what to do. I had it charging. My phone keeps trying to die. I thought I had it charged up enough. It's not quite the same without all the side views, because then you can't see everything that I'm taking in. So I might have to whip back to my campsite here, do something about this. So, back at the RRV sign, there's one sign ahead of us here, which means it's straight ahead. It's got to be some sort of rally or group or meetup spot. RV. Gonna sit on the patio with their dog. Side by sides, purple tent, a blue bus over there. Class A. Few signs up here. I guess this is where the road splits off to different groups. Get nice and close. Let's see here. There that is. Integra Coach Owners Association. Okay. And RRV to the right. So this must be Integra Coach here. That's their sign. This must be where they start to meet up. And we'll head down this way. Those must be the entire coaches that are starting to line up, I suppose. See some Aspen Trail. Some more Class A's over here. Tow vehicle, cute little Jeep. Little area coned off. Last exit camp. Must be their main circle meetup area. Hey, it all works out. It was a pleasure meeting you, Tim. Thank you very much. After a pleasant conversation with Tim, I learned that RRV stood for Rainbow RV, which, if the rainbow flags on top of the RV didn't give it away already, it is a members-only group for the LGBTQ plus community. However, they just happen to be also hosting events that were open to the public and non-members. As you can see, there truly is something for anyone here in Quartzsite. Between the church services, the schoolies, the party zones, the clothing optional areas, you name it, there is something for anyone here. You can be super social and find a self-made community, or find your own slice of peace here in the desert and keep to yourself. Right, so we got our RV. We got the big rigs set up over there. We got all the different point and the meetup. Lots of different things. Okay, let's try that again. Today we're having major technical difficulties. My phone died, the GoPro won't turn on. Anyways, I think we're back on track now. Losing daylight though. Let's go explore some more. Find a lot of the rallies really kick off around the big RV show. Most people are going to come here for peak season. You know, you can only be at the RV show for so long every single day. You know, it does close its doors, and maybe you don't need to go every single day that it's open, so you can piggyback other things to do while here for the RV show. You can go to the rallies, you can go to Palooza, you can check out all the different vendors and everything else here that's in the area. So schoolie towing a big cargo trailer, purple Jeep. Jaco. There's another cat. Very cool. Actually surprised at how many cats there are here, but I guess there's a lot of people like Tara and I who travel with their pets or live nomadically with their pets, so they come along for the journey. Alright, explore down here. Shower. Hello. Got a schoolie. Let's go down this way. Another schoolie. Big Class A with a nice sun and windscreen, I suppose. Flying a Canadian flag on their off-road vehicle. Got a MASH. This guy's got a little outdoor workshop going on. End of the road. Let's head on over this way. Not sure if you all are gonna like the side view with the GoPro better than with the iPhone, so that'd be interesting to know your feedback. First part of this video will be with the iPhone, and the second part will be with the GoPro, so I won't know myself until I start editing, so, but making do with what I've got going on right now, so we'll see. Four winds, coachman, avalanche out there with a Coolman. Got an Escape coming up here. Very neat. The Escapes are actually Canadian made in British Columbia, not far from where I was born and raised. Quite a few friends that either owned or have owned Escapes. Definitely a love for the fiberglass. People come up with some very creative ways to haul water in their black tanks to the sewer. Airstream there off in the distance. Cacti. Massive little outdoor tent they got going on. That's pretty awesome. Probably really expands their outdoor space. Let's head on down here. I haven't been through this area yet. Actually, yeah. Let's go a little further. Should fly the drone up soon. Okay, we're down getting close to the main road now. van and a green and white city bus. Turquoisey bus there coming up. Alright, well, let's go up a little bit further. Pretty close to the entrance. I just love seeing all the little dogs that are co-pilots around here. So very happy. I want to go down here real quick. The other day I was driving around and I spotted a 13-foot bowler here in Quartzsite. I've seen one other one this season and I spotted it on the highway on the 95 going south. But you don't see them very often. Anyway, so I figured I would take a quick drive by it. Might be going into a dead end here, I don't know. There it is. There's the bowler. Very cool. It's almost like rock art there. Maybe a scorpion of some sorts. There's the escape again. Let's get out of here. Nobo. That was pretty neat. I just met the man who owns the scamp that I've been eyeing up every time I drive down this road. Okay, so I'm losing daylight quite quickly. So I'm going to call it quits for La Posa South for today. And I'm going to head towards Tyson Wash now. That way we can complete the quadrant of LTVAs for everyone. All the technical difficulties I've had today, it's took me a little longer than anticipated. So yeah, gonna head to Tyson Wash and check that out. I've had some people ask me, some Canadians in particular, about what would you call it? Basically the legalities or what's required to come here. By all means, I'm not an expert, but this is my personal experience and input that I have to provide. Most Canadians who come across the United States end up coming here on a visitor visa. As Canadians, we can cross into the United States for 6 months on this visitor visa. You may not know it's called a visitor visa because you're simply crossing the states, but that's what it is, a visitor visa. And this information applies to the visitor visas. If you're coming across on a work visa or a school visa or whatever other ways there are to enter the United States, I can't comment on. But as a visitor visa, it's just a citizen of Canada coming to the US, for example, to be a snowbird, we are allowed to be here for 6 months. So the only real requirement is that you only stay in the United States for 6 months. And if you do it, the border guards generally want to know what day you are returning. Make sure that is 6 months minus a day that you tell the border guards that is when you're returning. They don't want to hear, oh, I'll be back in 6 months. They want to hear the actual calendar date. 6 months minus a day from when you need to be back into Canada. So outside of that, there's all these other things that you really should look into or be aware of. But you would need your passport or enhanced driver's license or Nexus card to enter the United States, of course. So you'd have to have your paperwork, and you could enter for 6 months. Alright, so we're in Tyson Wash now. And I'll keep going on this topic. Outside of that, there's things you'd want to know. To my knowledge, and double check with your provider, car insurance and RV insurance is covered in the United States, charge or cost to that. So, but make sure with your provider that is accurate. Likewise, you need to be back on Canadian soil within that 6 months to keep your car insurance valid. On top of that, you want to consider looking at travel medical insurance. Are you covered for travel insurance medically? So that's something else you want to look into. Another thing is our Canadian cell phone plans are pretty outrageous. So you're also going to want to look into adding either a US package or a US roaming package, or if you got Starlink, for example, then just only using internet-based communication services, because that will rack up you a pretty bill real quick, calling and using the American phone lines and their data services while here in the United States. So something else to consider. So double check your car insurance, double check what your cell phone or phone plan covers, if you have international or US. Yeah, those are the big things. So check medical, phone, car insurance. That would be my biggest piece of advice. Also, what most people don't know is that, for example, as a Canadian, you can come to the US for 6 months. If your passport or form of identification that you're using to travel is set to expire within 6 months, even if you're only going to be here for 3 months, if it's set to expire within 6 months, they can actually deny you access. That's a really cool RV. I really like the little patio they got going on there. Not too sure if that becomes a toy hauler or just kind of pops down. Anyways, they can actually deny you access into a country, and that goes outside of the United States, Mexico, wherever you want to go, Bolivia, Nepal, So make sure that your travel identification is up to date. The other thing you might want to consider learning about at least is your banking. What kind of banking fees you could potentially be looking at. Withdrawals, how are you going to withdraw money or pay for things. They will charge you for conversion, if you will. That's a really cool rig. I like that one a lot. Canadian to American transaction, conversion rates, all that fun stuff. So something else to look into. But as far as I know, the only true restriction, make sure you got up-to-date valid ID that allows you to travel into the United States and only be here for 6 months. Yeah. That's my biggest piece of advice. Yeah, so we're in Tyson Wash. As you can see, taking a similar route that we usually have. I recently met one of the viewers and frequent commenters on our videos today, and he was a very nice gentleman, and he was telling me that he bought his LTVA pass online, and that in order to bring your online, I guess you get some kind of code that you scan, in order to get your scannable printed online purchase into the sticker decal format, he was told he had to come to Tyson Wash to do that. You couldn't go to any of the other check-in booths. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you purchased your online ticket coming to Quartzsite, then come straight to Tyson Wash, and then you can transfer your digital printed phone QR code, whatever fancy thing they give you, into physical sticker decal for staying here in Quartzsite. So another really good point and tip to know about. A little schooly. Yeah. I think I've covered most of the things that I was going to talk about today. In regards to the RTR, it is a free event to attend, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. This video might come out just as it's ending, but good for future notice. It does take place at the Town Park ball field, same place the women's RTR took place, and it's the same place the co-ed RTR takes place. Alright, there's a little bell tent, cargo trailers. I personally haven't made it to the RTR yet this year. I'm hoping to get that done in the next day or two to go check it out. And yeah. The weather here has been absolutely phenomenal. After we had the torrential downpours and then the freezing Arctic blast, or whatever they were calling it, that has actually frozen most of the country. We're having really wonderful weather here. It's usually been about 20-21 degrees Celsius during the day, and not dropping below 10 degrees Celsius at night. So I'll post the Fahrenheits here for everyone else. I'm not very good with the conversion in my head all the time yet. Still learning. Guess that's the Canadian in me. Tour through here. Wolf pup. Tent. I've had a few people ask me to start doing the BLM lands, like the regular 14-day BLM lands, like Clamosa, High Jolly, Dome Rock, and all that stuff. I would absolutely love to. It's just a matter of time budgeting. I do all my editing for the videos outside, because 13-foot travel trailer with 2 adults, a dog, and a cat doesn't leave for much room. to do that kind of stuff. So between that and actually seeing things and doing things, filming the content, don't always seem to have a lot of time. But it's something I would like to do. So hopefully I can still at least squeak out 1 or 2 videos of some of the spots during this season. Because it is something that interests me myself as well. So it's on my hopeful itinerary to do. So please stay tuned, and hopefully I can fill that request for everybody. The other BLM lands also get quite busy during this time of year as well. So it'd be interesting to try and get there during peak season and show everyone just how busy it really gets. Quartzsite on the whole is just, it's pretty busy. You go into town and it's kind of a madhouse, honestly. I joke with people that I meet here, and I say that there's some casitas and scamps. And I say that Quartzsite winter is about as social as we get. We spend a lot of the summer and the spring and fall tucked into the mountains or forests or BLM lands, forest lands. You know, we'll stock up on goods and disappear into nature for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So it's really nice to come out here and socialize and meet with people and stuff like that. I really do enjoy it. Community is what a lot of people say brings them back to Quartzsite year after year, is the friendships and the people they meet. Like a little family away from family, if you will. My grandparents on my dad's side used to come out to Arizona every single winter when I was a child, and then as little I just knew that they were coming to Arizona. I didn't know that it was actually the Quartzsite area, and unfortunately I never really talked to them much about it or asked questions. I didn't know questions to ask. So, but my parents and my aunts and uncles now have told me that, you know, my grandparents used to talk about, you know, these social gatherings around fireplaces and friends that they'd meet up with every year, and, you know, potlucks and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, this has been going on this is an old tradition that's been going on since since I was a baby, if not well long before that. So I think that's pretty neat that that's the case. Yeah. I'm sure things have changed over the years. You know, maybe demographics or the type, you know, there might be more nomads, I don't know, than there was 40 years ago, and maybe there isn't. Who knows? Maybe there's people that are watching these videos that have been coming for decades and they've got some input to that, but I really like the mix. I like how there's RVers and there's snowbirders and there's retirees and there's schoolies and there's full-time families and full-time nomads, and just a real variety of rigs and people and reasons why they do it. I personally really like variety. I think everything would be so boring if every place looked the same and everybody was the same and looked the same and acted the same. But maybe that's just me. Alright. We're now going down the main strip of Tyson Wash. I had some people today ask me if the dump station was open. They had heard rumors that it was here, and it is not. That is here is the water fill station, and that's not running at all yet. So that's no. So I took a drive by and I stopped at the entrance booth there to ask them about it, just because after I was asked by 1 or 2 viewers this past week, and again even today, that they'd heard that the station was running. And then I saw this tank up here, and I thought, well, maybe they're right. Maybe there is just one dump station running, or just the Blue Boy station is open. And I stopped by, and the people at the desk basically said, no, it's not running. They've been running some tests. That's why these things are here at the dump station. They're running some tests, and as far as they know, nobody knows when it will open. So, yeah, nobody has any answers. I'm going to squeak this in just in time for sunset, I think. Alright. There's some more rigs off there in the distance. Winnebago. Sun's just starting to try to set over the other side of the mountains there soon. Should have just enough daylight to finish this tour and get the drone up. There's a schoolie. Winnebago, cargo trailer, a nice rig. Not sure if you can see it through the sun. Got a Class A. Van. Another van. Got some full-time nomads here in a car. And a schoolie. All in a little off-road vehicle. Another schoolie. Dusty. Somebody's been ripping through here, kicking up the dust. The sun's low enough, it's just setting this the right way. We'll drive by the other pit toilet area real quick. We'll get the drone up. Saw this really cool fiberglass come in. Oh, there it is actually, I think. Baby blue and white. I saw them earlier coming in. Not sure exactly if that's a boulder. I'm gonna have to stop by and say hi. Very cool. Dusty. Okay, and there is the other pit toilet. We'll drive by it real quick. Cargo trailer. Cactuses here coming up. There they are. Alright, I'll get the drone up here today. It's like a good snuff spot. Before we lose all of our sun, and then you guys don't get a drone shot at all. Thank you everyone very much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll get the drone up here and that will conclude this week's How Busy Is It tour. you.